Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, please continue to pray for me. I'm going to go on another hike this afternoon. Pray that I find a rock worth a few $1 million. Maybe solid gold, maybe a rare crystal of some sort, maybe some native bismuth crystal, right? I don't know. I've never seen a bismuth crystal that was just made by nature itself, right? So, for example, imagine some volcanic lava that had molten bismuth and it cooled at just the right rate, right? I would imagine they probably do exist. Although the tricky part is how do you prove that it was natively made, right? So pray that I find something interesting along the way. Pray that uh, I know. One way you might be able to prove that the bismuth crystal was natively made is that it might not be pure bismuth, alloyed with other things, or maybe radioisotopes, or maybe one of the other isotopes of bismuth. 210 would go away, but 208 probably has a longer life, right? Uh, okay, pray that I. I've been thinking about this ever since my trip. I back home. You guys remember the theme of this year. I was trying to meet the right person, and in the process of doing that, I severely jeopardized my work, right? But you know what? The more I think about it, the more I realize it's not actually a partner in life that I'm looking for. It's acceptance for being single. What do I mean by that? Well, I really hate how our American culture cancels you every time something goes wrong, right? You get COVID 19 during a heat wave. You could be on top of the world the day before, right? You could be getting high marks at your work. You could be accepting a Nobel Prize the night before. The next day, you get COVID 19 during a heat wave, canceled. The next day, your car breaks down and your hands are a mess from moving your stuff from your old car to the new one, canceled. The next day, you're having a mental breakdown because you just broke up with your significant other, canceled. I really despise that kind of attitude, and that's what I want to get away from. Now, having a partner in order to get away from was only a compromise, really. What we really need is some kind of singles union, so that people who are single and have any of these things go wrong, right? Lose their job, break up, divorce, get an illness, need recovery, right? Can support each other, right? Well, that's what we need, right? A singles union of some sort. When I go home, I'm going to think about how to kickstart one. Why don't you pray for my success in doing that? Uh, but I really mean it because I really liked how here in Taiwan I could actually go out by myself and be accepted for who I am, right? So, for example, there's a lot less taboo when you go out to eat and it's a table of one, right? I just feel a whole lot less taboo here in the Taiwan, and sometimes I'll even make some small talk with other people who are going there alone, right? You can't do that in the United States, right? In the United States, if you go out to eat by yourself and you try to make small talk with somebody at a table next to you, people are going to think you're a serial killer, right? So I guess it doesn't help our culture. You can't. Now, I've been very fortunate to be well here in Taiwan, right? But I can kind of see what would happen if I got a bad case of COVID. Actually, I already kind of saw. The other day we went out on a hike, the rest of the hostel and I'm a lot less experienced than the rest of them, and I kind of fell behind. And then I remembered when I was in the United States what happens when I fall behind on a hike. Usually I get left behind. One time I got lost for 3 hours looking for the way out. I couldn't get cell phone signal and all that. And that didn't happen here in Taiwan. That's for sure. Right? Everybody enjoyed the slower pace. We had some good conversations. I got to advertise about my Lego project and all that. So it's really not a life partner I'm looking for. It's more acceptance, a substrate where I could be single and be myself that I'm looking for. Okay, what else do I want to pray for? Obviously, my Lego project, my other art project, and when I go out on a hike today to find a beautiful native bismuth crystal worth a few $1 million. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.